This model kit review is of the Porsche 911 GT2. This is the road version by Tamiya. It's a 1/24 scale model, and this is one of my favorite more modern versions of the Porsche. And I like these wide fender flares. It's a very nice tail. This one also happens to have the racing road bar in there. So let's have a look at the rest of the box. There's different colors, and I guess you can have it with a roof or without. Looks like there are lots of parts in this model, and I'm expecting the typical Tamiya quality. So first of all, we're going to have a look at our body here, and I'm very excited to see these fender flares. You can see the bolt holes. That's very nice. It's sort of molded on a classic Porsche line, and it's very well molded. Good quality molding. Here we have our tires, and it looks like these are holders for the axles. The tires are nice and wide, well molded. So here's our tail. You can see the grille. Look how well molded that is. No flashing, no mold lines. It really requires almost no preparation. And here's our chassis. And unfortunately they've molded the engine in. That's a disappointment. I really don't like that. Usually means it doesn't have as much detail. We have our mirrors, some other body parts here. Here's our roll bar and the cage for the inside. Looks like this is the lower end of the tail. With a grille there. Nicely molded. Here's our radiator. There's the inside of our chassis. Over here we have our seat, driving seat. We have some parts for inside, like our e-brake, stick shift. This is our center console, our steering wheel. All nicely molded. Here's our glass. So if you wanted the this glass on top, I guess. Here are our windows, windshield, rear windshield, and so on. Lights. Those are great molds. Here are the wheels, and you know, most of the time I have to strip down the chrome because it's just bad molding decisions. This one's at the back, you won't see it, and the chrome is actually very nicely painted on. Here's another seat, and the inside of the doors is really Spartan. Here are the disc brakes. We have some exhaust parts here. Another steering wheel, steering column. Here's our pedal box there. We've got some suspension parts. Here's our transmission. More suspension parts, our steering. And here's the dashboard. And maybe NOS there, I guess. Let's have a look over here. These are our decals, nicely printed. They have the instrument cluster as well as some seat belts. Not really a fan of those. Those need to be put onto separate seat belts. And then we have something for the mirror, I guess. Let's have a look at our instructions. So this is from 1995. Long set of instructions. We start off with the transmission and the rear suspension. We put that onto the chassis, onto the engine. And then the exhaust as well as brakes. Then we put the front suspension and steering on. That goes on the chassis. Then we put the wheels together. And we start to build the cockpit. And radiator, and once that's put on, we put the roll cage together, and that goes on. Here are the insides of the doors, and then the body is painted, and put the glass on. Next we put the chassis on the body, and some additional body parts, side mirrors, headlights, and all the other lights. Rear wing spoiler goes on, and then painting and decal guide. So all in all, very good quality molding, good quality model from Tamiya. I am disappointed about the engine being molded in there.